This video mainly explains how to use the Delta robot functional pulse in detail. Reasons for using functional pulses. The purpose of the functional pulse is for customers using the Delta robot with related equipment. When devices are pulsed for different applications, the robot can also be used to change the pulse mode according to different application requirements. 5 modes of functional pulse safety mode. The first is to pulse the current action after it is completed. And dial maintains the current state. Application field. Chemical transfer application. For the timing diagram, please refer to the diagram on the right. The second is to pulse the current action after completion and return I/O to the off state. Application field. Screw machine related. For the timing diagram, please refer to the diagram on the right. The third is to turn off the functional pulse function. The fourth is to stop the current action according to the deceleration. And dial maintains the current state. Application field. General migration applications. For the timing diagram, please refer to the diagram on the right. The fifth is to stop the current action according to the deceleration speed and returns I/O to the off state. Application field. Glue spray related. For the timing diagram, please refer to the diagram on the right. Next, we will actually demonstrate the 5 functional pulses on the robot. First, open the DRA Studio software. The functional pulse feature can only be used in operation modes Auto or T2. Detailed descriptions of the operation modes can be found in Chapter 6 of the user manual. We will explain this feature in Auto mode. Click on the auxiliary page. Select the I/O tab. The functional pulse is triggered when the system I/O DI2 is off. When triggered, the robot will decelerate to a stop. To reset the functional pulse, the system DI3 must be activated in the following sequence. DI3 off to on to off. After resetting the functional pulse, the robot will resume operation. Next, we will demonstrate 5 scenarios of functional pulse on robot. Open the RL project template that has been set up. Configure the functional pulse mode to 1. During program execution, user DO1 and DO2 will be activated. The robot will move continuously from point 1001 to point 1002. Start the project execution. Confirm that user DO1 and DO2 are activated. When DI2 is triggered to off, the robot will continue to move to point 1002 before stopping. The user DO will not be turned off during this pulse. When system DI2 is triggered back to on, system DI3 also needs to be triggered on. The robot will then resume its original action sequence. The above demonstrates functional pulse mode 1. Demonstration of functional pulse mode 2. Open the RL project template and set the functional pulse mode to 2. The user DO and the action remain unchanged. Start the project execution. When DI2 is triggered to off, the robot will continue to move to point 1002 before stopping. The user DO will be turned off during this pulse. When system DI2 is triggered back to on, system DI3 also needs to be triggered on. The robot will then resume its original action sequence. The above demonstrates functional pulse mode 2. Demonstration of functional pulse mode 3. Set the RL project template to functional pulse mode 3. The user DO and the action remain unchanged. Start the project execution. When DI2 is triggered off, the robot will continue its movement without stopping, and the user DO state remains unchanged, with the robot actions continuing. However, a warning light will indicate that DI2 has been triggered off. When system DI2 is triggered back to on, system DI3 must also be triggered on to clear the warning light. The above demonstrates functional pulse mode 3. Demonstration of functional pulse mode 4. Set the RL project template to functional pulse mode 4. The user DO and the actions remain unchanged. Start the project execution. When DI2 is triggered off, the robot will decelerate and pulse according to the current action. The user DO will not be turned off during this pulse. When system DI2 is triggered back to on, system DI3 must also be triggered on. The robot will then resume its original action sequence. The above demonstrates functional pulse mode 4. Demonstration of functional pulse mode 5. Set the RL project template to functional pulse mode 5. The user DO and the actions remain unchanged. Start the project execution. When DI2 is triggered off, the robot will decelerate and pulse according to the current action. The user DO will be turned off during this pulse. When system DI2 is triggered back to on, system DI3 must also be triggered on. The robot will then resume its original action sequence. This concludes the demonstration of functional pulse mode 5. Users can also use the command safety status to read the current state of the functional pulse. Open the RL project example. Use this function when safety mode 3 is set to disable functional pulse. Safety status states 0. Functional pulse has not been triggered. Normal operating state. 2. Functional pulse has been triggered when the program is not running. The motor servo status is off. 3. Functional pulse has been triggered while the program is running. Demonstration of functional pulse triggered during program execution. Start the project execution. When DI2 is triggered, can display a string indicating a status of 3 from the output. During program execution, when the functional pulse is triggered, the status reading is completed. This concludes the tutorial on using functional pulse and reading its status. Summary of the tutorial video. The functional pulse safety mode offers provide 5 modes to choose from. The robot completes its action with DO maintained or DO turned off. Functional pulse feature is disabled. The robot decelerates and stops its current action with DO maintained or DO turned off. After a functional pulse is triggered, system DI2 must be restored, and DI3 needs to be triggered on to reset the pulse. The current state of the functional pulse can be read using safety status, which has 3 possible conditions. 0. Functional pulse has not been triggered. The system is operating normally. 2. Functional pulse was triggered when the program was not running, with the servo motors turned off. 3. Functional pulse was triggered while the program was running. These are the key points regarding to functional pulse as outlined above. Thank you for watching this tutorial video.